So, what kind of products are typically scalped? Well, nowadays, scalping most often occurs with high-end entertainment-related products, stuff like video game consoles, concert tickets, trading cards. Yeah, let's talk about these first, because I've seen them being scalped way too often. Trading cards, more specifically, Pokémon cards. You can get entertainment out of these.
Look at this. It's a rectangle.
Oh, I'm no stranger to the Pokemon trading card game craze, alright? Being that I've been a huge fan of the series since 2010, I've amassed quite an extensive collection of cards over the years. There's just something fun about collecting trading cards, man. Opening up a fresh pack, sifting through the cards, admiring the artwork, feeling the rush when you get a card you like, or coming across a super rare one. There's just something about it.
Oh, gambling. It's gambling.
Hey, loads of other trading card franchises exist out there, alright? But let's be honest here, Pokemon is the most lucrative. Pokemon isn't just a card game, it's an entire multi-billion-dollar franchise spanning video games, TV shows, movies, merchandise, everything. So yeah, it basically has the widest appeal you could possibly have. No matter who you are, there's probably some Pokemon card out there that appeals to you.
Oh, you f***ing know it.
Even still, I'd say for a while there, collecting Pokemon cards felt like a fairly niche hobby. Like everyone knew about them, and quite a handful of people collected them. But it still wasn't something that, like, general audiences were clamoring for. And nowhere was that more apparent than the card section of your local retail stores, man. These were packed. As a kid, I would often accompany my mom to the store when she would go grocery shopping, and almost every time we did from 2013 to 2015, I would ask her for a pack or two of Pokemon cards, to which she would reluctantly comply. Hey, I'm sure she thought, it's either I buy him Pokemon cards or he gets into hard drugs. I'm going with the lesser of two evils.
Well, joke's on her. I got into Pokemon cards.
This was one of my major hyperfixations for a while, which is why... I mean, this binder isn't full of condoms. But as the years went on, I started to lose interest in collecting Pokemon cards. Much like any 2015 teenager, things often failed to keep my attention for very long.
This.
However, my love for the series never wavered, and in late 2022, my interest in Pokemon cards perked back up. There was this card store in my area that my friends and I discovered one day, which we would often visit in between doing work for college, and we would usually pick up 1 or 2 packs of Pokemon cards every time, at least I did. I actually got really hooked on it. I remember planning to enter a local tournament within a few months of collecting cards again. I was ready to invest a lot into this. Little did I know that in the time I spent away from the hobby, Pokemon cards had become quite the hot commodity.
Ha! Hot commodity. More like fucking sexy commodity.
See, I like to measure Pokemon TCG interest by 2 distinct eras. Before I was an adult, and the apocalypse. In 2020, people didn't have a lot to do other than watch TikTok videos and waste their money, which made the idea of collecting overpriced decorated cardboard more reasonable, which is to say, it made the idea reasonable. There were a lot of influencers that got really into Pokemon cards at the time and made a bunch of content of them opening up packs in exaggerated manners. Never really got into this content.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon card pack opening. Today we're going to be opening up this pack of Pokemon cards. If you like opening up packs of Pokemon cards, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's do this. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my god! Oh my god! We got it! Oh my god!
I wonder why. However, it didn't matter what I thought, because these videos exploded in popularity, causing everyone to rush out the door and do whatever they could to get their greasy little paws on some Pokemon cards of their own. And thus, we entered the Dark Age.
Pokemon cards are insanely popular nowadays, and especially with avenues such as Pokemon TCG Live for PC and Pokemon TCG Pocket for mobile devices, the game itself is more easily accessible than ever before, which is awesome. More people are collecting cards, playing the game, connecting with other players. We are truly living in a renaissance for the Pokemon trading card game. It's like, wow, this sword is so cool. Ow! As much as it's great that we have more people interested in Pokemon cards, we also have a ton more folks attempting to take advantage of those people by buying out entire lots of card packs and reselling them online for higher, usually completely unreasonable prices. Let's remind all of ourselves here, you're paying for card stock. Is it really worth that much? Maybe.
Back in early 2025, I started seeing these Pokemon card vending machines pop up in my local grocery stores, and at first I thought, wow, what a nice, easily accessible way to pick up new packs. I should buy one for old time's sake. Yeah, I'll add that to the list of things I should do eventually. Every single time I inspected these machines, they were always out of stock. Now, I don't know how often they were restocked on a daily or weekly basis, but my god, for a while there, I wasn't able to get anything. And yeah, you could argue, well, it's like you said yourself, Pokemon cards are just so popular, of course these machines are selling out quickly. It's all of the fans that are buying them. Look at this shit. You can't tell me this isn't calculated. I knew exactly what was going on here. People would wake up early, rush to the stores, buy out nearly every pack of cards in stock from the machines, then post them up on Facebook Marketplace later that day for higher prices. That was their goal from the start. And I wasn't willing to wake up absurdly early for just a chance of buying cards. I had more integrity than that. It was at this point I had lost hope that I'd ever be able to snag a pack for myself. I was willing to accept it, collecting Pokemon cards just wasn't something I was going to get into anymore. But then one day, I strolled into the nearest grocery store, walked past the machine on a whim, and discovered they actually had packs in stock. I had finally caught the scalpers slacking. At long last, it was time for me to live out my one life goal and buy a pack from the machine.
Oh my god.
Well, here they are. These are the packs I waited weeks to get. Let's go through what all that time amounted to. Those were Pokemon cards.
Yeah, this is one of the most inherent problems with the scalping epidemic. The products that get scalped are just products. There isn't usually a noticeable increase in production value or quality that these scalped products tend to have. The value of such a product pretty much purely lies in how much people want it and how hard it is for them to get. It's like crack. But hey, that does bring up a pretty divisive talking point when it comes to scalping. Are scalped products overpriced if they're sold for more than their market value? Or should their true market value be considered to be whatever people are willing to pay for them? Obviously, market conditions fluctuate all the time. Products become more scarce, production costs rise, all that jazz. But in my opinion, if a company is actively selling a product for a given price that they deem the product is worth, if you buy it scalped for higher, you are, by my definition, overpaying for that product. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. If people are willing to spend high prices for a product, then I guess from a certain standpoint, that's what the product is worth. But my god, have you seen what people are willing to spend their money on? And we're gonna let them decide how things should be priced? And again, with the Pokemon cards, these aren't crazy different or better than they used to be. The only reason why people are scalping them is because they realize collecting has become such a popular hobby. But because people are scalping them, those who are genuinely into the hobby might have a harder time collecting. So they either have to cut back on something they enjoy or pay absurd prices for the same products they could have gotten for cheaper. So, in the end, who wins here? Nobody.
Let's take a look at some of these Pokemon card listings on Marketplace, shall we? As of July of 2025, the most recent set to have released is Destined Rivals. If you couldn't tell. What the f***, man? Look at this. You really think all these people bought these with the intent of doing anything other than selling them? If you're really trying to claim that these people give a shit about Pokemon and are just trying to resell these products for the greater good, oh yeah, I care so much about Pokemon cards. For example, I use this one to store my gum.
Hopefully this gave you a better idea of how troubling it can be to have a product you're interested in buying get scalped. Not being able to buy something at the store but seeing dozens of them being sold online by random idiots? It weighs on you, man.